7:45 in the morning. 7:45. It's about minus 13, and you can see the sun is under the horizon. Will be up in about an hour's time here, but we go traveling. We're on the road. Well, on the road, on my driveway, which is pretty bumpy. We have a beautiful full moon, so it's not that dark. 8:15. 8:36. The daylight is trying to catch up with us. The sun is still under the horizon. And it is darkness lies in front of us. Minus 17, by the way. The Swedes, they love their lights. Too much of it. We are on European route number 10. And this is a road that sort of circles. It's about half a circle, more or less, from the tip of the Lofoten Islands in Norway to Luleå in Sweden. It's not that dark. For one, you can still see the twilight in the mirror, and a full moon ahead. This is, according to the signs, this is the Arctic Circle. According to the map, we already passed it like 5 kilometers ago, but who cares? It's beautiful. So I probably explained this before, but at this point there's one day that the sun doesn't set, and there's one day that it doesn't rise, and everything above, there's more days. Working the camera while driving, it's not optimal. I don't have a mounted camera, but I got this tiny Osmo Pocket that is easy to handle. But still, if you're filming and talking, somehow your attention to the road gets a bit less. Actually, where I'm going today, I plan to do that in the summer with the caravan, so I could camp on the way. But then somebody advised me you should go there in the winter. It's more adventurous. We're driving into basically the foothills of the Scandinavian mountain range, which stretches from the south of Norway to the north of Finland. Minus 20. So it's 11 o'clock. See the glow in the distance, and some of the hilltops still catch some sunlight, but this is it. It's almost midday. We're close to an open pit mine, and when they're blasting, they close the road here. First time I saw it, I had no idea what it was, but then I looked it up, and every now and then they are blasting, and then they close the road. It's somewhere here on the left side. There's an enormous open pit. I'll check if I can see it on Google Earth or something. The road is also not in the navigation, it's a new part. They had to move the road for the mine. Actually, they're moving a lot here. They're moving the town of Gällivare. They do a lot of movement there. And then further north, the town of Kiruna.
Volgende 18.
Everything has to go for the mine. But it's also if there was no mine, there would be no town here. You can see that the hill in front of me is picking up some sunlight. That's the elevation.
Na 300 meter rechts afslaan naar de E45.
We're at 470 meters elevation, and you can see that the treetops are catching the sunlight. 11:35. We're on 350 meters elevation. Another mine on the left side. So we're driving to the east now. We're actually a bit northeast. It's midday. We have some light from the sun. This is still the E45 that goes all the way to Narvik, Norway, coming from Sicily. Most main roads in Sweden are fenced, so to avoid the risk of having any big animals on the road. This is the E45. It's not much of a road, actually. Not very clean either. And very low traffic. And it's not fenced, which is kind of weird because it's 100 kilometer maximum speed. And there's a lot of animals here in the forest. There's a lot of desolate forest here. And there's very little light, as you can see. So I would say this is a high risk for collision with large animals. Well, this is what Taiga Trail is about, you know. Endless roads in the taiga. No traffic. Real winter. This spot is like minus 15. There's basically nothing here. There's a lot of Arctic birch here, which is it is birch, but it's a bit different. Apparently there's a genetic failure in it, which makes it very interesting wood. The rings and the curves are not even, so you get this strange patterns in it. Some serious mountains there. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's dark, as good as dark. And I'm almost arrived in the most northern town of Sweden. So I'm in the northernmost village in Sweden, on the Finnish border. It's called Kaasuando. It's the northernmost. It's also on the E45, which is the longest north-south route in Europe. Very quiet here. The river actually is the border. There's the little Kaasuando church, very, very beautiful. I will make some close shots of that. I did yesterday in the night, but I almost lost my drone. Actually, there would be quite a few nice drone shots here, but it's just too cold and too windy to fly. I'm not gonna try again and lose it. So it's minus 13, I think. I have my gloves out to control the phone, but you cannot take them off too long because it's just too cold. Karosuando. Actually, the Sami name for the town is different. I think it's Garasavon, something like that. And the Finnish name is Karasuanto. And actually, that's the twin town on the other side of the river. It's always been considered as one town. But there's not much on the Finnish side. A lot of people here are from a special kind of Christian religion. There's no birth control, and this is one of the most fertile places in Sweden. The hotel I was staying, the owner couple had 9 kids together, and the woman told me that she was from a family from 13. Here's a sign with all the distances to other places in the world. Actually, this town seems very isolated, but they actually speak 4 languages here, which is Finnish, Swedish, Meänkieli, and Sami. This is part of the municipality of Kiruna, or Kiruna, I should say. And I can tell you something about that. With Kiruna being the municipal seat, that means that the hospital and the police station and other services are 180 kilometers from here. Kiruna is the largest municipality of Sweden by area. It's about 20,000 square kilometers, which makes it the same size as the state of Israel. If you want to go to the other side of the municipal area, it's almost 300 kilometers. We're on Lestadiuswegen. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but Lestadius was the founder of this typical church, and he founded it here in Karosuando together with the Sami people. On the left bank of the river is Sweden, on the right bank is Finland, and there you can hike about 70 kilometers. Maybe with a snow scooter is doable to reach the three-country point, where the most northern three-country point in the world, where Sweden, Norway and Finland meet. It's actually a little artificial island in a lake, and therefore also the smallest island, which is actually 3 countries. So you can reach it from the Finnish side, then you have to hike about 11 kilometers and take a boat, or now you can go over the ice. From Norway, I'm not sure how to get there. But from here, it's very hard to get there. Serious hiking. I'm not going further north. You can go about 200 kilometers, then you're on the Arctic Ocean. But I'm not going to do that. I have no interest in that. It was just the purpose of this trip was the most northern town in Sweden, which I did. So that's off my list now. We're gonna do a little drive-through this tiny little town. Here's the doctor's post. As said, if you need to go to hospital, you have to go 190 kilometers. I should have asked this woman how she did that with giving birth 9 times, because normally in Sweden you don't do home birthing. Holland. Maybe you can buy some meat there. I don't know. And here is the one and only local supermarket, Handlaren. One of the 2 gas stations. And here is the only place where you can eat. was here yesterday night, but it was closed. It's like a grill. So I've been puzzling and thinking about road safety and stuff, and I decided to take the shortest route home. It's not the best route. It's all secondary roads, but going back on the E45 and the E10 is boring. Will add nothing. And this is more adventurous, but I also have to be more careful and more concentrated. The thing is, when you make a trip like this, you have to prepare yourself, because as you've seen, like Kiruna here is 180 kilometers away. So if you need any emergency services, they have to come from far. If coming that far, if your car is not running anymore, you might freeze to death, because it's minus 13 now. Yesterday was minus 19. So it is dangerous to get stuck. So you have a shovel in the car. If you get stuck in the snow, you can shovel yourself out. You have extra warm clothes in the car if you get out of heating. You always have as much fuel as you can carry, because there's not so many gas stations. And also, if you get stuck in the snow, you can stay in the car and stay heated. So to the left side here is a big area. You can go hike. There's no roads up there, but you can go hike about 70 kilometers north to reach the northernmost country point, where Norway, Finland and Sweden meet. So I'm driving out of town, southbound, 10:45, and now my navigation is still very confused where I want to go. It thinks it knows a better route. Well, I know my way. There's no direct sunlight. This is just civil twilight. The sun is under the horizon. We are about 250 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, and this is how bright it gets here. The sun sets, I think, beginning of December, and will get above the horizon again the end of January. So you have like 6 weeks with no sun. And then when the sun sets, it's still very shortly. So 100 kilometers of this road before the next junction. And there's hardly any towns around here. It is beautiful. I'm actually surprised about how much light there is with no sun. You see, it's a very, very lonely road. Passed 2 cars so far. Kind of a rough road. Can't drive very fast. Very bumpy, and there's some tracks in it that sort of makes you slide away. I think that's Finland over there. And that's the Taiga. I've been driving for about 45 minutes, almost an hour, and I met 2 cars, and that's it. There are some villages, but they seem pretty desolate, deserted. I would say most of the houses along this road are like summer villages, but here is some life. So we just crossed the sign, which is the end of the municipality of Kiruna, and we entered the municipality of Pajala. From here to the center of Pajala is 130 kilometers. So everything is distance here. Bought a sandwich yesterday. I thought maybe I'll wait and buy one today, but then I thought it probably will be the same sandwich because I don't think they sell that much. And, it's very dry, but it'll get me through the day. It's still very deserted here. You can see it's getting a bit more dark again. We have very light snow. I passed a few more cars, 2 I think, and another snowplow truck. It's a beautiful sky. You can see we're getting further south, you get more light there, but that soon will be gone. If you go behind me, it's darkness. Yeah, you can speak about the northern lights and about the midnight sun, but nobody ever speaks about the northern darkness. Beautiful glow. I think we get it up front now. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Look here. I'm going towards the sun now, but imagine you have to drive this the other direction towards the darkness, and there would be a snowstorm going on. It's very, it already takes a lot of concentration now, and I'd rather not do it. But I looked at the weather reports before I made this decision. You see, there's a corner coming with warning signs. You don't want to slide off, so careful. I'm driving on snow traction, which means that the traction control has different settings. You accelerate slower, and I think the ABS is different too. But I don't want to try out how good it is. I just be careful. We're driving through Tornedalen, which translates as Tornio Valley. Tornio is the river. We're on the Swedish bank of it, and it's getting more and more touristic here. Actually, slowly they develop some tourism. It all has to do with the enormous tourist attraction that Rovaniemi became in Finland, and they have so many tourists that it's sort of full. It's a thing that it's the only flights that fly over my house around Christmas going to Rovaniemi, because somehow the Finnish managed to market the idea that Santa Claus is living in Rovaniemi. So people want to enjoy Christmas there, and then they go sleigh riding and snow scootering and all the other things you can do in this time of year. So apparently it became like more of an international project, and they sort of promoted Tornedalen, and which is a nice area. I can show you one, so I won't do it today because it's getting too dark and it's too much of extra driving. But I will show you some nice spots in a while. And we have an airport here called Pajala Airport. Normally there's 2 flights, one coming in the morning and one leaving in the evening. We just passed an iron mine, so you can see the road is more driven and better kept. I guess there's some truck traffic going up and down here every now and then. If you like a lot of lights, as you can see. Pajala Church. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What is it? 16th of December. Almost midwinter. It is a beautiful little church. It's pretty much dark now. I'm at 67 something north, which is about, I would say, about 75 kilometers within the Arctic Circle. So it's 2:45. I'm about 1.5 hours from home now. If I don't stop anymore, I need to get a stop because my back is hurting. Beautiful full moon, and up front we have some day glow. It's -15, so it's seriously cold, but there's no wind, so that makes it a bit more bearable. Some drive around here in these scrap heap old Volvos with shitty lights. And somehow these cars survive. Driving behind another car, somehow that makes it a bit easier to drive. You have an early warning system if something is on the road in front of you. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we measure -15. Still in the Arctic Circle, I think. A lot of loose snow on the road. As you can see, it sort of blows away in clouds. The Swedes call it the snörök, snow smoke. If you pass a truck, it's the opposite direction, then you really have to keep your eyes open because then there's a big cloud behind it. Here's the Arctic Circle. Well, it's at least the sign of the Arctic Circle. It's not geographically, it's not correct. But it doesn't matter, we crossed it now. We're back in the normal world. Sounds a bit strange because the Arctic Circle is just an imaginary line. It has no significance. If I would draw a straight line from my house to the Arctic Circle, then I'm about 70-75 kilometers south of the Arctic Circle. But there is no straight line, so you have to follow the road, and then it's 100 kilometers. The car is feeling a bit shaky, a bit vibrating. Not sure if it's the road, but could also be that there's snow building in the wheel cases. And it gets icy there and interfering with the wheels, so next opportunity I'm going to stop and check. I still have how far to go? 80 kilometers to go. So I checked it before passing River Kalix. If I needed some service I could get it there, but it's nothing particular. It's just snow turning into ice in the wheel hubs. That sort of causes unbalance and that makes the car a bit shaky. My neighbor cleared the driveway, but obviously I have to clear the door. A bit of work. There's a lot more snow here than it was up north. So bit of a job.